mantra, one can please Shri Radha and Krishna. The 6 elements of these 2 mantras are the Rishi, Kamadev, the Chanda, poetical meter, Virat, the Devata, Govinda and Radha Govinda, the Shakti, Radha, the goddess of Yogapitha, and Kamabija.
These are technical explanations, detailed explanations of the Gayatri mantras. The Brahman initiated devotees, they are given these mantras. So these are all the explanation of those mantras. When would that they so each of those mantras, the Gayatri mantra, Guru, Gauranga, and the rest of the mantras that are given during Brahma initiation. So these are the explanations of those. Yes, Mataji.
Meditation on Govinda is as follows. Glories to Govinda, who is as beautiful as a new flower, the performer of immortal pastimes, who wears the dress of a wrestler. Glories to Govinda, who holds the flute in one hand and a jeweled stick in the other. His beautiful and broad shoulders are covered by a pure, bright piece of yellow silk, and he charms the world. He places his left leg over his right leg while standing in his threefold bending posture.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. And by the way, please remind me, dear devotees, I will post a picture of His Holiness Sachinandana Maharaj wrote a book called Gayatri. It will be very nice for all the devotees who received Brahman initiation or aspiring to receive Brahman initiation. If they read this book, it will be nice. So please send me a reminder if you don't see me posting that book on the Harinam Seva group. I think you can order it on Amazon. I'm not sure how you can order it. You can look on it. Yeah, that's a recommendation. Gayatri. Yes, please. Yeah. And yes, somebody else. Please continue.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Hare, please continue.
Having finished this silent meditation, one should recite the name of Hari 4 lakha times. Then after performing Ajya Homa obligations, fire sacrifice with tila, sesame seeds, one should offer flowers like Champaka, Ashoka, Tulasi, Halara, and lotus in worship to Sri Radha Govinda. By these practices, one will get the darshan of Radha Govinda. Sriman Madana Gopala also exists within Vrindavana. Gopala exists eternally as a boy and Govinda Deva exists as a mature youth.
Oh, beautiful. Isn't that so? Gopala exists eternally as a boy and Govinda Deva exists as a mature youth. Madana Gopala. Shri Govinda Gopinatha Madana Gopala. Each of the deities, they have their significance. Yes, please go ahead, Mataji.
In comparison to these two deities, Gopinath is the most beautiful. Gopala is a Dhiro Radha hero, a person who is very envious, proud, easily angered, restless, and complacent. Govinda is a Dhirodata hero, naturally very grave, gentle, forgiving, merciful, determined, humble, highly qualified, chivalrous, and bodily attractive. and Gopinath is a Dhira Lalita hero. Naturally very funny, always in full youthfulness, expert in joking, and free from all anxieties. Gopala is lion-necked while Govinda stands in a threefold posture, and Gopinath is a debauchee with a broad chest. Gopinath, who is just emerging from childhood and decorated with flowers, resides in a cave at the border of Govardhana Hill, where he sports during the 3 periods of the evening. After that, Sri Govinda, who was mature and had been struck by Madana, enjoyed the pleasure of this splendidly decorated Yoga Pita, the virtues achieved after many years in different pirhas and pirhas can be attained at Yoga Pita in Vrindavana in one day.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Yeah, these are the descriptions. All these descriptions are detailed in Ujjvala Nilamani by Srila Rupa Goswami. One thing that needs to be mentioned is this is a very detailed and deep subject matter, but just to mention here because the context came. See all these names of the Lord, they're transcendentally existing. The Gopala form is transcendentally existing, always. Gopinatha form is existing. How to understand that? It's like this. See, when the Lord takes birth here, appears here, the childhood pastime, it's like the transcendental form of the Lord, childhood form of the Lord, that has been already present, just appears as a flash. And then immediately, whatever next stage after the childhood comes, let's do this. First year, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year, sixth year, seventh year, like that. Different forms of Krishna are eternally existent. For us, when we take birth, not that we are having different manifestations of our different transcendental bodies or material bodies. The same body is just growing. Constantly, the cells are deteriorating, degenerating, and then growing like that. But in the case of Bhagavan, Bhagavan's is transcendental body. It's not like little Krishna is growing into youth. We know, of course, we hear the descriptions like that because the narration has to go. But the tattva behind the rupa of Bhagavan, what is the tattva? All the rupas of Bhagavan are eternally existing. And as the Lord performs the pastimes on the earth, those rupas, which are innumerable, like the childhood, just say, for example, 1 year, from the appearance of the Lord as a little boy till 1 year, there will be some change from appearance till trying to stand and walk. So it's not that the Lord has taken birth and has grown to a 1 year boy. That is in our case, mortal bodies. But in the case of Lord, eternal forms that are already present, unlimited eternal forms of the Lord that are already present are making their manifestations like that. All the time, as the day is passing by, whatever changes, in a day, it is hard to see the changes. Say from the birth till the 1 year. Unlimited number of the transcendental forms of the Lord have been manifested on the earth. So all the changes that anybody sees during the growth, so-called growth of Bhagavan here when he's performing the pastimes, they're not growth of one body as we have, but they're the continuous manifestation of eternal forms of the Lord that are present in a sequential manner as to appear that the Bhagavan is growing. This is Janma Karma Chami Divyam Yomam Veti Tattvataha Tyaktva Deham Punarjanmana iti Mamso iti Arjuna. This is what it means. The Lord has no birth, no death, no beginning, no ending. He is eternal, unlimited, like that. This is a hard concept to understand also, actually. Something that can get very closer to is if we are watching a movie. Say if a person has to walk from one corner to the other, there are so many sequential images that can run through, right? In the slow motion, and whoever knows photography, they will know. There are so many images that are put together to project that particular walking person, like that. So it's not so easy to understand, but I hope you could understand. Hari Parshad Prabhu, His Grace Hari Parshad Prabhu, has beautifully explained this in one of his lectures, Lord Krishna's birth. So if you happen to find that one, there is a detailed description there. Just wanted to bring it to your attention. I don't know how else we can explain more on a Zoom call like this, but I thought I'll just mention. Okay. Yes, please. We will move on a little more. Somebody else can continue. Yoga Peter.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hari Hari.
Yoga Pita looks like the rising sun in the morning, while during the next 3 muhurtas, it shines bright white. At noon, it is like the dazzling midday sun. In the afternoon, it resembles the leaf of a lotus, and in the evening, it appears like the reddish glow of heaps of sindura, vermilion. On the full moon night, Yogapita looks like the cool full moon, and in the dark moon night, it glows blackish like the dark blue sapphire. In the rainy season, it looks like green grass glowing like a jewel. In the autumn, it resembles the glow of ruby, and in the winter, like the glow of a diamond. In the spring, it sparkles like new leaves, and in the summer, like the flow of nectar. In all seasons, Yogapita is filled with unlimited sweetness. It is surrounded by Ashoka and other trees and decorated by various types of beautiful jewels.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Yeah, look at the detailed description. This is all coming from Rupa Goswami. Finer details of how it looks. Man, this is so beautiful. Finer details of every aspect of the pastime. This is Srila Rupa Goswami. Without seeing all the details, such finer details cannot be transmitted. And Srila Rupa Goswami is like a transmitter now, transmitting the information of how the spiritual realm looks. And that's what we are hearing. In the winter, it looks like that, spring like this. The description, that's amazing. Amazing. I think we'll pause here, dear devotees. I have nothing else to add. Nothing else to add. Yoga Pita, how beautiful is that? And the tattva of the Rupa of the Lord, how he is Ajam. There is no birth, no death, unlimited. And his life is like millions and millions and unlimited pictures put together, like flashes put together, different forms of eternal forms appearing one after the other in front of our eyes, as if a person is growing. So that's the tattva of the Lord. And so these are the different names. See, Gopala, Govinda, Gopinatha. So different forms, eternal forms of the Lord that are manifesting sequentially one after the other. These are given different names. Yeah. For a Kali Yuga brain. This is so beautiful. Yeah, dear devotees, I will pause here if you have to say a word or two before we leave. And we will continue from in the Ujjvala Tantra. Or maybe we will do until here, until 94. Yes, please. Somebody else can please continue in the Ujjvala Mudra.
Hare Krishna. Go ahead, Prabhu.
Go ahead, Prabhu.
You go ahead, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare. Thank you, Prabhu. In the Urdhava Dham Naya Tantra, it is stated, Hey Parvati, these are the 8 names of the Yogi Pita. Chandravali, Rudra Harsha, Radha Saubhagya Mandira, and Sri Ratna Mandapa. 1 second, Mataji. Sri Ratna Mandapa, Srinagra Mandapa, Saubhagya Mandapa, Maha Madhurya Mandapa, Samrajya Mandapa, and Surata Mandapa. Whoever recites the Namastaka of the Yoga Peeth in the morning will attract Govind Dev and attain love of Krishna. After discussing these intimate topics, Sri Pandit joyfully took Srinivas and Narottam gradually on to other holy places, leaving Bhojana Tila behind. He pointed out that the place called Sanorakha, where Saubhari Muni performed austerities. Coming to Kalya Hrida, Sri Raghava told Srinivas that Krishna had performed one of his wonderful pastimes in that place. Climbing up Kadamba tree, he dove into the water of the Kalindi and defeated the serpent Kalya. Everyone enjoyed Krishna's dance on the expanded hoods of Kalya, after which Krishna bestowed his mercy on the serpent and sent him to Ratnakara island. Whoever bathes in this lake can be freed from all vices and will attain the abode of Vishnu Loka if he dies there. That is confirmed in Adivara Purana.
Thank you. Thank you. So, Saubhari Muni. So this is the place, Sanorakha. We have heard the story of Saubhari Muni. We also heard that he was performing his tapasya under the waters of Yamuna. That story we have heard. So that place is called Sanorakha. Saubhari Muni. If you don't know the story of Saubhari Muni, he was performing the Ashtanga Yoga. He was almost invisible, went deep into the waters and performing yoga for siddhis. for the extraordinary powers. Then, of course, he got distracted when two fishes came together. Then he had a desire to get married to. So, Sanoraka, that's the place where he performed austerities. And one more thing is, Shobari Muni, he offended Garuda. Why did Shobari Muni fall down? That was a question. I'm just trying to recall what I heard in the past in one of the kathas. Because he offended Garuda. And because of the offense that is caused to a devotee, his tapasya shakti was diminishing. So I have heard this story on one of those kathas on Vaishnava Parada, how offending a Vaishnava can eat away our devotion, like the termites eat away wood. So those are the things that I could recall regarding Shobari Muni. That is Sanoraka. Really have to be cautious not to offend the Vaishnavas, not to hurt them. Oh, one more thing I could think of is the bhakti is so potent that it only flows and flows. But what is it that is stopping the flow? Only one thing, aparadha. So if the devotee can make sure that there is no aparadha, they don't have to do anything in bhakti, because bhakti is so potent that it flows automatically. It flows in the heart. It flows from within. And the flow is very natural, but is obstructed by an aparadha. Okay, that is tattva. Then what do I do about it? How can I not block the flow of the rasa from the Atma to Paramatma? What can I do about it? One single thing. Since bhakti is so potent anyway, and it is going to flow from the Atma to Paramatma, all I have to do is, it's easy to say, okay, don't do the aparadha, don't put the block. But when it comes to practical application, instead of negative reinforcement, it's better to be on the positive side. Instead of saying don't do aparadha, do seva. So instead of being in fear and anxiety of, I don't want to do the Vaishnava aparadha, the other side of it is, I want to do Vaishnava seva. And that's why Vaishnava seva, if the Vaishnava seva is done, then there will be no block. So the nama can just flow. Bhakti rasa can just flow. Yeah. Right. I think we will pause there. So that's 94, right? Page 94. Yes, dear devotees. Anything that you want to say before we end?